Trying to.
So what?
I said trying to get ready.
Yeah.
Making it happen.
Morning, everyone.
Hello.
All right. Go ahead, Scott.
And we have a hard cutoff at 11:30, and yesterday ran a little bit longer, closer to 40-45. So
Yes, so we'll start right on time here since we have a good collection of our class here. And then if anyone comes in later or isn't able to join after the fact, we'll be able to provide a recording of this session, not only to capture some of the feedback that you all have, but for those who can't attend, they'll be able to rewatch and cast a vote as well. So I'll go ahead and get us started here. Thanks for joining and spending your Friday morning reconnecting with our Leadership Florence class. Today, we're going to walk through the three main potential project ideas that have been fielded by the class officers. And the primary goal is to give you guys a chance to hear these ideas, ask questions about them, and or provide additional ideas, and ultimately to give you a chance to vote and give your backing for what inherently motivates you and as a part of the greater class, what you're going to connect most with us being able to execute a class project. So we're going to go through the three main projects here. Scott will start us off with the first one. So Scott, I'll let you take the floor here.
thank you very much, Jamie. Appreciate. And we actually do have three great projects. There's no wrong answer here. But the project I'll be talking about is probably geared more towards an environment in the career space. And this is going to be the opportunity to share knowledge and insights with folks that could use some training. The proposal is 2 days. One is a job skills training day, and the second is a job fair day. Could occur on 2 subsequent Saturdays, but the task, we spoke to SC Works and a group called Northeastern Strategic Alliance. And then there's the state also has resources through the workforce development folks. The chamber has resources, F1 school district. A lot of folks are interested in pursuing career education, career training, and helping the workforce get employed and stay employed. A lot of things have been going on where a lot of folks are out of work. A lot of folks are changing careers, changing direction. The current average is 7 career changes in a lifetime. And that's actually seems to be accelerating. And that's not just job changes. That actually is career changes. And some other stats that I did pick up. Okay, I'm a CPA. I go by the number sometimes. But over 50% of the PD region has education of high school diploma or below. And also over 50% are single parent homes. So the question is, where do folks get training, get understanding that, yep, showing up for work on time is a great thing, or you really shouldn't be texting when you're at work, or how do you interview? What are those communication skills about? What's this LinkedIn and resume stuff I think I need to do? And then actually, when you do interview for a job, how do I answer the questions? Why do I need to have to ask some questions when I follow up on an interview? So those are all a bunch of some basic and maybe some not so basic skills around the career space that helps people go. That's my passion, obviously. I do a lot with the 18 to 28-year-olds. Wrote the book on LinkedIn and have that's an area that I think we have a lot of resources within our class, as well as through the chamber, as well as alumni of other leadership programs. And the ultimate goal is to make a legacy program that's not just a one and done, but something that's going to be hopefully carrying on either through other agencies or possibly through the leadership program onward and upward. So that's the pitch. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. And if there are any questions, the floor is open. I couldn't have been that good.
It was really good.
Thank you. All right.
Very good. So next we'll talk through the business and community development project. So Tyler, why don't you take us away on that one?
Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. My question, here's my project. I'd like us to partner with Keeping Florence Beautiful. Keeping Florence Beautiful is a nonprofit that does just that. And here's my why. Trash is a pending problem right now. There have been several articles about it in the news. Our local elected officials are trying to figure out, what to do about it. And here's why. Here's why they feel so passionate about it as well. Beauty is the third most integral factor in attracting businesses. It raises, community property values. It improves the community's image, and it boosts community pride. And I think Florence is lacking in community pride big time. Being somebody in student ministry, everybody wants to graduate high school and eject out of here as soon as possible. And there's just this whole rhetoric of Florence is boring, Florence is boring. Florence is awesome. Like Florence is boring, you're boring. We just need community pride. We need to find out a way to foster that. And so with that, how I think there are two parts to this. I think there is a service day. There's an organization called Helping Florence Flourish. They're currently looking for an opportunity to get in on serving the community in this way. And so I actually got to talk with their board, and I'm very close friends with Chris Hanley, who's the president of that organization. And they're ready to jump in if we'd like to do that. Keeping America Beautiful is also ready to jump in if we'd like to go with this project. And so we have two other organizations. Helping Florence Flourish, by the way, has a huge base of volunteers, huge base of Florence. So, we could even try to make this and stir this thing to the degree that it's, we're pitching to have the biggest Serve Day Florences ever, like that thing, that. So, yes, Keeping Florence Beautiful, it's a pending problem. It serves our community well to do that. Also, it's good for when companies are looking to come to Florence and they Google Florence, South Carolina, for there to be social media posts and articles about the community getting involved and cleaning up and loving its city, loving the place where it is. So the first thing is the Serve Day. The second thing that I'd like us to do is raise money for the nonprofit. And the way I like to raise money is actually something we could copy and paste no matter what the project is. So if we decide to go with, helping people in their resumes and stuff like that, we could absolutely use this money and somehow put it behind that project and really make it win and change a few lives. That'd be incredible. And you're going to hear Taylor's presentation next. If we wanted to take this money and inject this way of fundraising and inject it into her idea, we could do that as well. But the way I'd like to raise money is through a Facebook or social media raffle. So what we do is we reach out to 10 businesses. They want their name out there, all that stuff like that. We'd reach out to 10 businesses and try to get 10 items that we'd raffle off on social media. And so we post that item along with the logo of, the Chamber of Commerce and the logo of the nonprofit, and then the item and the logo of the company sponsoring. And we would say at the bottom of that post, if you'd like to win this item, comment the names of 3 people, Cash App $5 to this, or go give $5 to this GoFundMe. It might be the more appropriate way. People seem to be more accepting of GoFundMe than Cash App. Kind of seems sketchy sometimes. So yeah, comment 3 people, donate $5 and share this post. And what you'll find is that, $5 is no very small footing, and, commenting 3 people, that's 3 easy things that I could do for a chance to win this. And I'm helping the organization, and I'm building awareness for the Serve Day, or whatever project we decide to go with. And so all of a sudden, one person comments, 3 person, those 3 people comment 3 other people, all of a sudden the post is growing and growing and growing. And so is the funding of, whatever. And this is where we could get really creative as well, as far as, I know, there's usually a gala or some type of big event, but we could get creative here in the announcing of the winners, like have Facebook Lives with different people from our, class, or you kind of, maybe get in front of a green screen or at the company or somewhere really nice. And, you get to, shout out who the winner is, thank everybody, rah, 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 whatever it is. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Does anybody have any questions? Great. No questions. All right.
You were good.
Over to you.
Very
Jamie.
good. And the one thing, Tyler, that made me remind this for when we were talking with the career development and unemployment project that Scott was pitching earlier, I want to reiterate the idea behind it is there's 2 days, the actual how or what it looks like is 2 days worth of assistance. One is a weekend of LinkedIn, resume, and interview skill building, like Dr. Scott was sharing, in advance of an actual job fair or connecting the community or group that would be served in the first weekend with job opportunities in a second weekend. I think that's important to iterate what that might look like as far as tangible or physical manifestation of the offerings that Dr. Scott was sharing with the first project idea. Tyler, you did a good job with the day of service and then the lead up of promotional and fundraising and able to support that for our second project idea. Awesome. All right. So that brings us to our third option, which is supporting our classes, nonprofits. And Taylor's going to take a couple minutes to walk through what that one looks like. Again, if you guys have any questions or ideas, please offer them up after Taylor finishes up here.
All right.
Go ahead.
So my idea kind of came from what can we as a class, what can we do together to support the nonprofits within our class. I realized that we have a bit of a time constraint. So what my idea, and this was after speaking with Jenna at the United Way, meeting with Ashton and Tevin at Hope Health, as well as some email correspondence with Paul. This is kind of what I guess the four of us put our heads together. And what if we do like a drive for the month of May, have 2 to 3 weeks for May. We use April as our time to organize and plan. And we reach out for specific items like hygiene items. I know the Chrysalis Center as well, I believe it's Hope Health and Manor House are looking for hygiene kits for the homeless. We can also do some sort of canned food drive to support the Manor House. So we would have like a box for you to take to your employer to collect these items. And just really be specific about those items, because you don't really think about how much you might have of an item. We were just kind of brainstorming, like if your dentist office, maybe they have some extra old toothbrushes that, you know, now they have the new Colgate or whatnot, or someone might have a contact in the hospitality industry, or maybe they have some old soap, or not old, but leftover. And then two, you know, like school supplies, helping out Boys and Girls Club. So it's really, I don't want to say a large umbrella, but I feel like we can use the resources within our class to help the organizations. So it would be a couple of weeks of, you know, reaching out to your employers, your friends, your coworkers, anyone who you're like, man, I never thought about. Let me see if they might have some extra diapers or something on hand that we would be able to donate. So we would have 2 to 3 weeks of actual drive, or, you know, collecting these items. And then we would have a day, maybe 2 days to collect all of them and gather and put together hygiene kits, you know, what have you, and then deliver these, you know, to the people. Maybe we could actually go downtown Florence and find the homeless people and hand them to ourselves, or we can give them to organizations where we feel like they will find that person. I also think that a little friendly competition gets everyone really excited. So Tevin had this great idea of having like a March Madness type thing where everyone in the class, it starts out and then it's kind of like, you know, getting down to, you know, the greatest. So little challenges amongst each other to get everyone involved. And then also some sort of sponsorship element from our, you know, employers or people we know within the community previously who have helped out with t-shirts, Any money that we would gather would then be distributed amongst the 3 nonprofits within our class. But really just trying to get everyone involved. I know that's been something we all kind of miss, and using our resources and connections and contacts, and helping out the community by asking for these items and then collecting them all and getting together and then distributing them. And some t-shirts or something like that. I think, getting the morning news, helping them or having them help us spread the word. And I also forgot to mention this last time. I think one of the things the class officers have spoken about is maybe having one Leadership Florence Facebook or Instagram account. So that way each year the class isn't having to reinvent the wheel. So, we kind of initiate that and get everyone to like and to follow it. And so then the next year, the class, they're not starting fresh with a new Facebook page. They already have the followers and alumni from previous class projects. So that's my idea, and I'm definitely open to any ideas, suggestions, those specific items. We'll need to find out what those items are from the nonprofit organizations, and then kind of take it from there. Any questions, suggestions, call outs, concerns?
I have a question, Tyler. Taylor.
Yes.
You mentioned time constraint. Is that a time constraint for your proposed project or for all projects? And what is that time constraint?
My thought process is we've got 2 sessions left. We've got our April and then our May class meetings, and then we have graduation, which I'm not sure when that is. I know some of the organizations that I'm involved with, once June rolls around, we don't meet because of school being out, and I really want us to focus on this while we're still in the class and not let it start the summer. I'd like to kind of wrap things up. So that's why I think having April to organize everything and have subcommittees, find out who's really good at this and this, and then having this couple of weeks for May to collect and then distribute. So it's not a personal thing. I think the momentum, we've got to capitalize on that and use it to our advantage before our sessions end.
And do we know when our sessions end? What day in June?
I know our last one is May 11th. That's our Business and Industry Day.
So when would we want to complete your proposed project or any other one?
For mine, I'd like to complete it the 3rd week of May, right before June starts. I think with, Florence One Schools, McLeod, MUSC, those big places, top employers within the county, city of Florence County, I'd like to see everything wrap up by the end of May.
And I think that goes for all projects that we want to be by the end of May, because once summer comes around and then the next class will be coming in August, September, I suspect and all of us probably have other directions when the summer rolls around as well. So I think the target would be end of May for any and all projects. I think Tyler would agree on that. So. Other thoughts?
Another thought, the partially also, we're trying to we would like to get this done before summer, because we have the vice president or vice superintendent, of schools. And, last week he was talking about just schools getting involved and stuff like that, and how he could work that into that. So we'd like to, and even in our last education day, we had, all of a lot of the schools say, hey, we're always looking for volunteer projects and stuff like that. So if we want to use that, you guys know what I'm saying. It's Friday.
By the way, if you can all turn on your cameras, we're going to get a group picture. So if you're able to turn on your video, smiling faces. You don't have to smile if you don't want to. but ideally faces preferred smiling if you can share, and we'll get a group shot and then we'll ask her any and all questions. Good. We got a couple left.
Nothing makes you smile more than a class project.
There you go. Good attitude. Good spirit. All right. So we're going to smile and we'll say on leadership on 3, 2, 1.
Leadership.
And we'll try another one. Hang on one second. I'll capture that one. And we'll try one more just so we don't miss out. And okay, yeah, give it the thumbs up, the thumbs down, the thumbs all around, whatever you want to do. Give us a face. And 3, 2, 1. Take it away. Go for it. Thank you. Done deal. Okay. Back to any questions, any answers, challenges, opportunities, dreams, aspirations, ideals, philosophy, goals, directions, anything you want.
Just one thing I was just going to share, if anybody didn't have any other questions, was I think with one of the elements that Taylor had highlighted, that we might be able, with this being the spring season, that when we're doing our collection and the March Madness competition, giving it some spring cleaning branding, or in general highlighting with just companies or individual efforts to spring clean, also highlights the efforts or builds some momentum behind the resource collection in advance of the distribution and day of service. Is that a good addition, Taylor?
Yep, that was great.
Well, and also one of the conversations that evolved from yesterday was that even if we can maybe do a combination, but if there are other things, since we've had real limited direct interactions, if we wanted to do a day for a project of beautification, or a day or two at another nonprofit, or a day or two in industry, or doing something else, we can still do other things as well. We're not limited saying, well, we choose one, we can't do the others. There's a complementary aspect that we can get together and do something with Food America and stuff boxes, or do some other projects that normally happen during a leadership program.
All right, I've got a question. Have you got in mind a total amount of hours that you're looking for from each class participant to commit to helping complete the project, whatever it is?
I think that'll be determined by the project. Once we nail that down, we'll be able to basically create subcommittees. For instance, if we were going to go with the Keep Florence Beautiful thing, we need a social media crew. We need somebody to go get prizes. We need somebody to coordinate with the nonprofits. Honestly, I think we would move forward having to manage the tension of, yes, people, have their own lives and have other things to do, and work is busy and things like that. But also, there's an opportunity to serve our city, and we should give it the best we've got, so there will be a tension to manage there. And we'll try to stay somewhere in the middle. So.
Yeah, Tyler's idea of committees, we want to act fairly quickly, obviously, to get on the horn. But the thought is that each of us has talents and skills and can contribute in a variety of ways. Whether on the career stuff, we all have ideas and things we do best. And I had some people yesterday saying, yep, that's what I do for my company, and that's what we want to do. But then when we get the committees together, they'll determine who best and how. But we want to get everybody involved.
And my reasoning about the drive is that that's a way that we can still be socially distanced before we have that day to gather and get everything and deliver it, or donate it. But each person could have that box or something at their office, or pick up items from people, so that way we could still kind of be working, but also just using our resources, using our contacts and our connections, and asking our friends and family and neighbors and church members, and just getting the word out there.
I'd also encourage for any of the projects, I'll tell you what I do in classes now. I have hybrid classes. Half my students are in class, half are home, and then the next day they flip. But everybody brings a computer to class and has a computer at home. So what happens, we're all on Zoom, we're doing whiteboarding on Zoom, we're participating via Zoom, but sometimes we have interaction from in the class, and sometimes we have interaction from folks that are remote. So anything that we can do, I would hope we can do a combination of virtual and live given the timing, although virtual is probably going to be the emphasis for most of what we're doing.
See, Reggie's been super patient. With a couple of minutes left here, I'll make sure you get a moment to have the floor.
Oh, no problem. I was just thinking, like, especially with the cleanup one, and I think I mentioned this before, and this kind of can go for all of them. I think it would be neat. It might be a bit past our class term, kind of doing it, but like especially with the cleanup one, and also helping homeless and things like that, being able to have people out, if it's going to be like a thing of these organizations are also kind of we're helping these organizations with their stuff, getting data back to us and kind of mapping it. I mean, I work with dealing with maps and things like that. So like specifically, and I go back to Tyler's on with the keeping Florence clean. They can put a web app together and then have a survey. People can go out and if there's trash litter somewhere, they can tag it. That way we don't have to go looking for stuff. Same with the
Geotags.
that Taylor was talking about. It was actually a project that a group did at USC where their GIS, he's like I don't know if he was the coordinator or director or whatever that particular class. They would catalog where homeless people would be, and then they would use that information to get stuff to people because they knew, okay, well, there's usually about 20 people that hang out on this particular street around this time. So, and it's just a thought of extra resource of kind of getting all that stuff together. So it would make it easier for us to find the places where we're trying to help at.
That's actually a problem. Yeah.
Now, the only I won't say downside of that is because it gets kind of, I can put you used to that type things and then just say, okay, well, we're going to have them like hand it off to a group or something like that and kind of turn it into a different way of, because the stuff that I use is through the county. And even though so I can't necessarily say, okay, this is a county related thing. I'd have to figure out kind of how to work that, because once leadership Florence is over and we kind of move on, I can still house that service, but the county, if they're not, it's not make sure it's not a county thing or something. If that makes sense, where to make sure it differentiates, because the county can be involved in something like to say they basically signed off on it. That's my only fear or whatever. But it was just a thought. Using what we have out there and things like that. So
Excellent. I like that. We'll go ahead and I appreciate your engagement and feedback. We'll go ahead and send out the link to vote. So just a couple minutes here based on the project shared today, which one you felt most connected with as far as the cause behind it. Like Dr. Scott said, we can intermingle the different ideas and also include like some of the things that Reggie was talking about too, just as far as like executions. Don't worry as much about the execution. The primary element for this vote is to make sure that you're sharing the cause that you would connect the most with. That's the part that ultimately will make this most fruitful for us to serve the community. So take some time to fill that out. And then as far as next steps, we'll have 24 hours for votes to be collected. We have the meeting recorded today, so we will go ahead and share that out for the people who haven't seen it, or if you want to rewatch it, you're more than welcome to. And then we'll send out, once the project has been selected, we'll start discussing some details around how each of the class members can participate with subcommittees or just different aspects of the project. So that's what you guys can look forward to for next steps. All good?
Thank you all.
Thanks,
Very good. Well,
guys.
happy Friday, everyone. Thank you very much for your time today and enjoy the rest of your Friday and have a great weekend.
Thanks.